What if I told you that 3 simple stat lookups can get you your fantasy football championship, those bragging rights, and of course, the prize pool? Many see fantasy football as rolling the dice, and while you may not have any control over what happens between those white lines after kickoff, these stats will help you make a more calculated approach than your fantasy opponent. Let's start off with run-pass ratio. This is an important one because we've all heard of teams being extra run-heavy like the Falcons, Eagles, or Bears, or pass-oriented like the Chiefs, Bucks, and Cardinals. Well, along with considering game script, consider this. Do you really want a wide receiver from one of the most run-heavy teams in the game? The proof is in the pudding. Aside from the Eagles, if you take the other 5 of the top 6 teams in terms of run frequency, we get one wide receiver in the top 30 in fantasy PPR this year. DJ Moore at number 24. However, the inverse of this doesn't work as well. While a pass-heavy team may not be handing the ball off to their running back as much, nearly every team has a pass-catching running back. Austin Ekeler is a perfect example, as the Chargers threw the ball more than all but one team this year, yet guess what? He was the best back in PPR. Let's go to team snaps per game next. Now, this stat is a sneaky one, but I like it for those who argue that there are way too many playmakers on a team for somebody else to step up. Perfect example being the Browns. That offense isn't advertised as the most electric, and they only throw the ball 52% of the time. But guess what? Amari Cooper, Nick Chubb, and David Njoku, despite the fact Njoku played hurt or missed out on multiple occasions, all finished top 12 in fantasy PPR this year. Running the 6th most plays per game at 65.6 will help with that. Those guys are going to get more chances. Before we get to our number 1 fantasy winning stat, make sure you check out our video where we bust the number 1 myth in fantasy football that's preventing you from winning your leagues. Here we go, and I am in love with this one, especially after the 2022 NFL season. Red zone touches. This stat is how you can find phenomenal players before they really start to jump off the stat sheet, get picked up off the waiver wire, or get traded for. If we look at running backs this year, most names are ones you would have expected at the top of this list, except for Jamal Williams, the leader in rushes inside of the 20. Same with the wide receiver position. It's no coincidence that Christian Kirk had a good year, considering he had the 3rd most receptions inside of the 20. Now, targets have some merit to them at the wide receiver and tight end positions, but if that catch percentage is low, you're not maximizing on the looks that player is getting, which was exactly the case with Cade Otton over in Tampa Bay. This was a quick one, but those are 3 stats that can definitely help you get a leg up on your opponent, and that's what we're about here at Fantasy Armchair Athletes. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and browse the page for more fantasy football research. Thank you so much for watching as always, and we will see you in the next one.